some big names in the transfer rater today, Stevie, Nicol, and we've got a big season ahead of us, so it's no surprise. But I'm just going to read to you what Erling Haaland said in a recent media pre-season training session. He said, when he was asked about the rumours that he could be going to Chelsea for 175 million euros this summer, he said, "I haven't talked to my agent, who's Mino Raiola, in a month. You might have the answer. I hope there are just rumours, because 175 million would be a lot of money for one person." I mean, would he be worth that?
Well, first of all, he hadn't spoken to his agent in a month. Yes, Pinocchio. I mean, really? All this talk, and you haven't spoken to your agent for a month? I don't think so. I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic answer from a kid who's obviously smart. He's obviously sensible.
Smart.
Doesn't get involved, just gets on with his football, doesn't answer the question, just deflects it. And so he's a smart kid. The question is, 175 million in this climate seems a little high to me. I know Abramovich has money, but 175 million on top of what he spent last year.
But in a normal climate, okay, in a normal climate, Stevie, with the potential that he's got, would that be a figure that you'd expect to see for a player like Haaland?
Okay, it's not a normal climate. You know, Neymar went for what, 300 million, what, 3-4 years ago? That was a normal climate for that. This is not a normal climate. I mean, if you can get 100 million, in my opinion, in this particular climate for a player, I think you take it. You know, there's no telling what's going to happen. You know, we all seem to think that because things have slackened with the pandemic, everything's going to go back to normal. But it's not going to go back to normal tomorrow. And it might take a lot longer than we think. It might take 12 months to get back to normal. And if that's the case, teams are still going to be struggling for money. So if somebody's going to offer you 100 million today, I'm sorry, I would accept it.
Because his dad himself, Mino Raiola, they've managed his career so well so far. Do you think Chelsea would be a good next step for him?
Absolutely. The money that Abramovich has spent and Chelsea have spent over the last 18 months, and again they're looking to spend over 100 on Haaland, tells you that this is a club that wants to be back on top. Say back on top. They are European champions, but they want to be back on top of the Premier League as well. Yeah. So, you know, no question. Premier League's the biggest league in the world. Do you want to be centre forward for one of the biggest teams in the world? Absolutely. Chelsea's a good side. They need somebody like Haaland to make them even better. He would be the icing on the cake. So if I'm Haaland, absolutely, I would like to go to Chelsea.
I wonder how you rate the next rumour. It's another London club, but it's Arsenal, who've been linked with Lautaro Martinez. They were asked about signing the Inter striker. And basically, we know that there have been financial issues with Inter, so they've had to sell some of their players. Some of their big players too have gone. And the report states that manager Mikel Arteta has looked at Martinez, among a number of other forwards, in a position he wants to strengthen before the window closes on August 31st. So Lautaro Martinez leaving the champions of Italy to go to Arsenal?
Well, let's be honest, the champions of Italy behind the scenes don't look as though they want to be champions next season, because they're talking about they want to sell players. So straight away, if I'm a real player and the club's talking like that, I want to go somewhere. Question is, do you go to Arsenal? You know, Arsenal last season weren't particularly great as far as creating chances for whoever played centre forward, whether it was Lacazette or anybody else. And so if I'm Lautaro Martinez, I'm looking to go somewhere just a little step higher right now. Yes, Arsenal have a great name as far as the history of the game's concerned, but right now they're a middle of the table side. So if I'm Lautaro Martinez, I don't want to go to Arsenal. I'll tell you where I do want to go. Man United.
That might be a nice fit. We were just talking earlier how they could do with a nice goal scorer. Mbappe to Real Madrid. I feel like we talk about this every week, but it's because it seems every day there's a new story about this one. And the latest is that Rafael Varane being allowed to leave Real Madrid, and the fee that they took for him is all part of the bigger plan to bring Mbappe in later, and that's what they're looking to do. Apparently PSG will demand at least 180 million if they're to listen to offers at all. We know his contract expires next year, and we know what he'll be expecting, a lot of money in wages. The reports say 20 million per year in wages. But can you see that with them letting the likes of Varane go, this is something that they're planning to do? They're planning for something next season?
Oh, next season, definitely. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen this year. You know, there's all this talk about PSG are so friendly with Manchester City and PSG and Real Madrid are so friendly with each other that they don't want to upset each other. Yeah, absolute nonsense. Real Madrid are desperate to get Mbappe, and right now they don't have the funds, even with the money for Varane. They are no question are looking to bring this guy in next season. And if you're Real Madrid, why are you going to spend 180 million now on one player when you need to actually retool the rest of the squad as well? So you need to wait till next year. And if I'm Mbappe, why am I going to Real Madrid now? Because they're not in a position to compete, certainly for the Champions League. Not so sure they're even in a great spot to compete with their own domestic league. So why does he go there when PSG right now are retooling for a crack at the Champions League this year? So if I'm Mbappe, I sit tight. I might end up with a Champions League medal at the end of this season, and then I get to go on a free to the team that I've always wanted to play for, in Real Madrid.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.